We are in third floor of Building A, and right behind me, as you can see, we have WHCM 88.3 FM, the home of Harper College Radio. My name is Noah Festenstein, General Manager of the station, and I'm going to give you a tour and training you how to properly be a DJ at WHCM. And if we look at our surroundings, we have the chess tables over here, overlooking the beautiful first floor of Building A, and then right over here is the Student Involvement Center. It is practically the leader of all of the 75 and counting clubs here at Harper College, including WHCM Radio. If you could follow me, we are going to take a tour of the radio station and get you trained on how to use it. All right, this is the front door of the radio station. As you can see, it's already opened, but later in the segment, we will be talking about how to go to student involvements and get the key so that we can let DJs in when no manager is in it. When you do come in and the lights are off, you're going to want to turn on the switch right over here. That is the light switch. You have now entered the office of WHCM 88.3 FM. This is where we do all of our behind-the-scenes work, such as writing PSAs, doing this video, of course, editing all the shows that is being played. You can see we do have a history here at WHCM. We have been posted numerous amount of times on the Chicago Tribune, in the Herald. As you can see, we have actually been shut down once for lewd broadcasting, so no swearing is allowed, of course. Just being the mindset on the radio, not going to be able to swear, and we won't have us being shut down like we have in the past. And we are back 3 months later. We are now full-time radio station 88.3 FM, and as you can see behind me, there is a sign that says, "Do not close this door," because the equipment must have airflow. The transmitter is inside of it, and it needs to have its airflow to make sure it's running properly. But for now, for suspenseful reasons, I'm going to open this door and show you what our main transmitter looks like. And that is it right there. As you walk in, and you can also notice the CD collection that's in here. We've been collecting for over, I'd say, 20, 30 years. All of it has just been collected from past managers, everything like that. But this is the main transmitter, and right above this main transmitter is the antenna for the frequency. Coverage around 10 to 15 mile radius wise. So if you look at the coverage map from the west side Elgin to the east side Glenview, that is our main coverage. But as you go out from the inner red, it's going to get a little bit more staticky, and you can see that within the coverage map that is shown. But let's move on to the next layer of WHCM. As we pass the transmitter, we go into this room, and let's see where all the magic happens. So what we have over here is the CoHost booth. We have 2 microphones, so you can have 2 co-hosts at a time. And we also have a Mac desktop that has all these files on it, all these audio production programs and video editing programs, practically all the amenities you need to be a radio student here at WHCM. You can utilize this computer anywhere you want, including this professional microphone that we use for recording public service announcements, liners, everything that goes with that. And we use it pretty frequently, so pretty important aspect. Plus this room, if we walk in a little bit more, you can see this is a very condensed room, including the host booth. All of these panels condense the sound that is in this room, so the sound quality in this room is definitely probably the best on campus, arguably, other than the music rooms that are in Building P. But this is practically the great sound quality room that we have.
Hey, I'd like to get into WHCM.
Sure. Can I have your name, please?
Dan Kaut.
Let me just check the
Should
list.
be on there. Hopefully.
Yep. I will.
Cool. And now we get to walk over to the station.
No, it's still on there.
Wait for him to open the door. politely say thank you for opening the door. Maybe even shake his hand. You too, my friend.
Yes, make sure to thank them.
You flip on the lights. Normally there won't be a person sitting there in the
Hello, Noah.
closed office.
And the second pair of lights.
Second pair of lights. Always turn these off when you leave. Come on back. Lovely studio. You're getting to the chair. Someone has the monitor up too loud. Don't do that. And you're going to sit down. First things you're going to notice is the DJ sign-in sheet. Now we are doing these by the day, as you can see. This is on Tuesday, and it's not Tuesday. So I'm going to flip it over to the right day, Wednesday. I'm going to flip on the monitor, see what time it is. 3:25. I'm going to write my name. I'm going to write the date. And I'm going to write the time that I'm in. Since I don't have a co-host today, I'm going to cross that out. So
And we have entered the host booth. This is where our soundboard lies. This is one of our newer boards. Okay, so here is the Axial Radius console. It has a total of 8 panels. From left to right, we have mic 1, which is this. We got mic 2, the second panel. That is that mic. And then we have mic 3, which is in the corner right over there. And then the most important panel is the automation system, and that is this whole computer system. Has all the music that we've been collecting over the years. That is the CD collection over there. All of our public service announcements, which is right here, and everything that you need to at least withstand a whole radio program with this automation system. We have a ton of stuff on it, and that is why it's the most important, is because it has all of our content in it when there is no show running. So it has everything you need. It follows a system where it runs PSAs every 10 to 20 minutes, runs a legal ID, of course, at the middle and the top of the hour, and then it goes for it. So it follows the system 24/7 and keeps playing all the thousands of soundtracks that we have in the system. Fifth panel is the auxiliary panel. It is the panel where you can do your own music from your phone, laptop, etc. That is the fifth. The sixth panel is the CD panel, and all it does is play CDs from the CD mixer that's behind me that I'll show you in just a bit. We have a whole collection of CDs that's already in the automation system, but if you burn your own CD, you can utilize that and bring it in and play it. The seventh panel is irrelevant, but hopefully maybe in the near future it can be used as a remote broadcasting panel where we can broadcast outside of the station rather than always have to broadcast in here. The eighth panel is the last panel, the caller panel. So what the caller panel does is it allows for callers to call in via our call-in phone number. That will be explained later in the segment, but you can have call-ins via the Axial Radius console. But this is the entire console. We also have the monitor toggle, where if you turn it up, our monitors are up. Other than that, those are the basics of the Axial Radius console. It's nothing too difficult, yet it does take practice and does take time to fully understand how to use this in a creative and proper fashion. So if you have your own headphones, you can use them. These are just station headphones. We usually use these Sennheisers. These are mine. I actually donated to the station. Put them on. Now here is the plug-in. There's 2 plugins. You either have a manual jack that we put in, so you just slip it in, or you could just slip it into the internal jack right there. Either one works. What's very important about wearing headphones is that you actually hear the broadcast as it's happening. So even when you're talking on air, you get to hear your echo, and you can actually see how you or hear how you sound while being on air. As you are on air, I will show you what that looks like. Alright, now we are running a test here at the station. It's Noah Festenstein, the general manager here, just doing a training test right now. You're listening to 88.3 FM Harper College Radio broadcast station of the Harper College Board of Trustees. Alright, so it is a couple of songs later, and as you can tell, originally it was in the 5th spot, but now it is playing. So This Is War by 30 Seconds to Mars. So as you can see, that's how the automation is functioned. It just keeps following what's on the cue list and just adds in. See, in 10 seconds, 2 PSAs are going to load right here. So right here, 2 PSAs just loaded. So 1, 2. Some of them are highlighted purple, some of them aren't, but these are 2 PSAs that just got loaded automatically into the system. So we're going to get more in depth in transitioning and everything like that. You saw a quick glimpse of me transitioning from the automation to the mic. Using manual mode, if you were to use manual mode, this would just end and stop at the song so you can allow for a smooth transition. So let's talk more into that. When the song does end, what you can do is what's called a hard in or hard out. Now what that means is, let's say if you turn the mic up, we're gonna actually present this with a panel that's not in use right now. So let's say if pretend this is the microphone right here. This is up, and a hard in is turning it up and then turning it in. That's a hard in. And then a hard out is turning it off. So that's a hard in, hard out. So what a fade in and fade out is you turn it on and then you turn it up. That's a fade in. So let's say if you want to fade your voice in when you're on the mic, you just do a fade in just like that. If you want to fade your voice out, fade it out, then there's no sound being emitted into here. All you gotta do is turn it off. For good measure, you might want to turn it off, but if you are in between breaks, you can always keep mics on, and then once you're ready to get back on, just slide them up, because none of the mics are technically on since these panels are down. And also when the mics are on, what happens is the monitors that I just turned up with this toggle, these are the monitors right here, they are on. So you can obviously listen to This Is War. That's on the monitors. This is what's playing on air right now. Or you can just wear the headphones and check what's going on. But when you turn on a mic, the monitors turn off. So, because when the mic is on, they want to make sure that the monitors are off so that it's not in the background of your voice.
The important thing to know is that you don't want to switch in the middle of songs. This song is just about going to be running out. So since I want to go on the air, I'm going to flip on the mic. And I'm going to feed it out to me talking about it. You're going to want to mix it just kind of like this, where, you kind of come on and the song goes off. So now you're talking on the air. Welcome, listeners, to WHCM 88.3 FM.
These sound levels, so as you can tell, I'm talking on air right now. These sound levels are teetering near the middle, and that's at the -25. It's very important to maintain a leveled sound while being on air. You don't want to be blaring the sound. You don't want to be busting out eardrums. You don't want it to be too quiet where people cannot hear you. So just make sure it's teetering around the middle, and you'll be fine. If you have a different tone of voice, you just adjust the slider accordingly to make sure you get a leveled sound.
And as you can see, you can have the automation running while you are talking. You just got to turn down the automation. That's kind of a shortcut if you're a new DJ. So as you can see, we got 2 seconds to the legal ID. Becca, let's see it pop up here for them. Now it didn't pop up as a green one because this is one of the new ones we have and it's not color coded yet. But as you can see with all this gobbledygook, this is actually different than all the other songs and it's going to play a different thing than all the other songs. So, as you can see, if you are doing a DJ show and you are using things that are already in the system that we already have loaded in, you're going to go over here, you're going to click on here. Now, unfortunately, we have not organized the system to the genres and the various categories we have. Basically, everything's underneath any category, any subcategory, any genre. Like, I'm looking for Cult of Personality. That's one of my favorite songs. I like playing that on my show a lot. Looks like I'm having trouble finding it, so I guess I'll have to type in what it is. So you go up here, type Cult of Personality, and bada bing, bada boom, it pops up. This is another useful way to look for things instead of having to scroll through a bunch of pages. You just type it in, look it up, just like any search engine function.
Something very important to keep in mind, or legally you have to keep in mind, is the station identification, otherwise known as the legal ID, must be read and played at the middle of the top of the hour. It is, as said, you are listening to WHCM FM 88.3, Palatine, Illinois, a broadcast station of the Harper College Board of Trustees. The reason why that needs to legally be said is that we are a bought-out radio station on 88.3 FM. We are being regulated by the FCC, in order to make sure we are following our regulations. And to make sure that we are following our regulations, the biggest thing to keep in mind is to say the station ID at the middle and top of the hour. Now, according to this big circle, that is the kind of regular format. You go legal ID at the top. You can run a station liner at the 5th minute mark. You can do a live PSA. Whatever is in this PSA book is considered a live PSA. Now, for this one, for instance, that was, let's say, Bon Jovi with Living on a Prayer on 88.3 FM, WHCM Radio. I'm Noah Festenstein, and then you kind of go through what it says in this PSA. That's just the general format. Now, if you were to be creative in your own sense and do your own thing, you can do that. Okay, so the next panel that we will be covering is the auxiliary panel. It is where you can play your own music from your phone, from your laptop, or any other source that is not the automation system or your own voice. So this is what it is. So we have a little component in this box right here that's this, and it has a series of cords that connect through a microphone cord, which connects to this Zoom recorder. What this Zoom recorder does is it allows you to record your own broadcasts entirely. So if you have an SD card, you can slip it in and hold this on the side, and it turns on. And what it's going to happen is it's going to show you a screen with your SIM card. It's going to ask if you can format the card. You say yes. And then when you press the record button once, it's going to show you sound levels. And when you press it twice, it's going to start recording your show. So it's as simple as that. So you can record your show if you wish to do so. And so the secondary cord is the auxiliary cord, which goes through here and it can connect to your phone, your laptop, or any other device. Just like that. All you gotta do is put it in the headphone jack and put it on Do Not Disturb mode, because if it is not on Do Not Disturb and you get a call, then that's not good. You don't want that to happen. Okay, so all you gotta do is look for a song. I have a song queued up here. So let me get to that, and I'm going to show you how to transition it on the board from automation system to mic to aux. Okay, so when you have a song ready to queue up on your phone, all you got to do is leave it to the side. Wait until the next song ends on the automation system, and then you can do your transition. So what I'm going to be doing is what is the manual transition. So right here, I have 45 seconds left before I have to get on air, because the song is going to end. So I'm going to press that. So it's going to say automated with the green, and when you press it, it's going to say assisted. So it's going to end right at the song, which allows for a smooth transition. I'm going to do a fade in, but if I were going to do a hard in, like I said, I would put this up and turn this on. But I'm going to turn it on and turn it up. So 20 seconds left, and I'm going to get ready and make sure my music is ready to be played, which it is. Make sure the phone volume is up. And get ready to be on air. Get the headphones on. It ends, and I'm on. You just listened to On and On by Drifting here on Harper College Radio. I'm about to play a song myself. Going to Sunday Candy with Chance the Rapper here on Harper College Radio. So now the aux is on. You can see sounds being emitted. Pay attention to your sound levels. Make sure that the sound is up to the negative 25. I have to adjust accordingly, and now it is. Now you can, since the mic is off, you can hear it on the monitors. So here's Sunday Candy being played. Turn it down if you don't want to hear it. But with the automation system, since I put it on manual mode, it can still be stayed on because nothing's being played on the automation system because it's on manual mode. So the next time I want to go on a break, I will either transition to my own voice and send it to break, or just go straight from the song to break. Just make sure you're ready to turn your music off on your phone, and then all you have to do to go on break is press the assisted button, and all it's going to do is it's going to start playing what's next. And I'm about to show you that right after the song ends. making sure that I am paying attention to the amount of time that is left in the song, and there's about, 20 seconds? So I'm going to be ready to transition. So here we go. Turn it down, and we go into the next thing. And that's that. That is transitioning from aux. I transitioned from automation to mic to aux. You can do automation to aux, anything you want, any way you want to format that. That's all up to you, but that's how you transition everything like that. 17 seconds left in the song. If I want to play a commercial break while on manual mode, all I have to do is drag it in, and I just drag it in 2 PSAs. So let's say if you're just on the aux and you're playing a random song in the aux, when you're on manual mode, one of the few things you have to avoid while on air is dead air. This is what manual causes. So to avoid that, or to put it back up, while you're on automation, all you gotta do is press the assisted button, and you continue with what the cue list entails. I'm going to show you how to actually play a CD. So if you have your own CD that you burned yourself, you can play it on air. This is how you do it. Now, just like running an actual CD player, this is a CD player that is connected to the board. It is the 6th panel, which is right here. It is the CD1 panel, which means that it is the top CD. So you got to turn it up so that it says welcome. Open it, the open button, and take out the CD. Slide it in. And like I said, just like playing a regular CD player, it's going to read it, and you can you have to press play. So now the first track is playing. Yep. So the first track is playing. It's going to show you how much time is left in the song and everything of that nature. You can play pause, reset the song. So it's paused, and now I'm going to wait until this song ends so I can start playing Foo Fighters. So Legal ID is on now. I'm about to play the CD. All I got to do is, if it's on manual mode, just turn the CD up, press it, and now you can play Foo Fighters. So the CD is now playing. On the CD system, it's playing Foo Fighters. I just got it from the CD collection that we have. Simple as that. All I gotta do is slip in the CD, play the system, and now plays in the Axial Radius console. So you may have noticed that we do indeed have a dump button. And what the dump button does, let's say if you accidentally do swear on air, you have 8 seconds to realize that you have sworn on air, and all you can do is press this button, and what it's going to do is it's going to delete the 8 seconds that has just happened. So there is a delay amount between when you are talking on air to when the sound is being emitted onto the radio, and that is 8 seconds. So if you press dump, it's just going to have 8 seconds of dead air, so they won't hear you swear on air. It doesn't affect the stream, but we are regulated on frequency, but this will take out whatever happened on frequency by delaying 8 seconds. All right, so last but not least in the board is the caller panel. So if you want to call in, this is how it's done. You can only have one caller call in at a time. So the number is on this phone, and the caller ID is 847. It's 925-6237. What's going to happen is that phone light's going to start flashing, so don't get too alarmed by it. It's going to call, and it's going to start flashing. And what happens is this green light on the phone is going to start blinking. All I got to do is pick up the phone, press the green light, and when you press it, all it does is my phone just picked up, so it's now counting up, and you can talk to the person calling in from on air while you're off air, make sure the mic is off. And then the next step is to press the middle button to put them on air, and then whatever I say in my phone, you can see the audio being emitted on the caller panel, and it is as simple as, like any other panel, turning it on and turning it up. Okay, so what I have here is the operation logs. You need to finish these after every single show that you do. They will be sitting on the monitors in the host booth. It is a packet that has numbers that correlate with the diagnostics of the main transmitter. Now, it does sound pretty difficult as the way I said it, but all you have to do is log the numbers that are on the transmitter. So, these are columned This is also columns. So all you gotta do is follow the simple numbers and press it up and down to get to the correct column. Now column 1 is PA/DC volts. Now before you write the first column down, you write down the time. It is around 2:30 right now. So column 1 is 30. So all you gotta do is write down the number. Then you go to column 2, which is PA/DC amps. That is 10.68. It turns to 7, but you can just write it as it is. Those are still good numbers. Go to 3, 267. 4, which is your PA temperature. That usually teeters the most. You can probably say the good numbers around 38 to 44 degrees. This is Celsius. So you gotta go 42.3. And 5 is 3.26. And those are your operation logs. Sign the time, write down the numbers that are on the system, sign your name at the bottom, and write when you're on and when you're off. And these are operation logs and how to make sure that the transmitter is running properly. All right, so I hope that I informed you well enough to become a DJ here at Harper College Radio. It's all about being comfortable and actually knowing what you want to do on air, because everybody has something to share, and I'm pretty sure that you also have something to share just by expressing interest in becoming a DJ at WHCM. With that being said, I wish you luck in your tenure at WHCM, and I wish you all the fun possible, because this is a great club to be a part of and a great way to jumpstart your career. Harper College Radio is a great way to start your resume and a great way to actually see what you are and what you are not good at. Other than that, you caught this training video in one of the biggest transitional periods at Harper College Radio in its history. We just went full-time on 88.3 FM, so we are now 24/7 on FM. So with that being said, this logo right here is new. We are fresh. We're looking good. You came at a great time, and I hope, just hope, that you're going to enjoy your time with WHCM. Thank you guys for watching, and keep on listening.